Hey guys, what's up? I'm Raquel,
I'm Jacob.
and this is Don't You Know? So, I just want to do a quick apology. That last episode took a long time to come out.
Oh, well, we're busy.
Yeah, Jacob had, if you listen to the last podcast, Jacob had his whole teeth issue.
They're fixed.
Yeah. Then we had a little bit of audio problems trying to get the audio out, and then my grandpa passed, so then we had that. So, yeah. Hopefully this won't take as long as that one did to come out.
Yeah, a lot going on in early 2020.
I know. So let's go ahead and get into podcast updates.
All right.
We have a new follower.
A new follower.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Nameless54.
Ah, welcome aboard.
And I don't think we've announced this state yet. Illinois.
Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
The S is silent. They're not going to like that.
Oh, Illinois. I'm sorry. Don't stop listening to us.
It's all right. Well, welcome aboard, everybody.
Yep. And as of right now, California is in the lead for most downloads.
Nice, nice.
And Georgia is in like 4th place.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
So, okay, let's go ahead and go into our lives. Not too much has gone on with me, because I haven't really done much, because I was at the hospital most of the time.
Yeah.
And then, this weekend past up, I went to a anime convention. That was fun. I spent way too much money. And I only got one autograph. Like, the whole reason I usually go is for autographs. And I got one autograph, and
From
I
whom?
spent too much money. Christina Vey. She is the voice of Mio from K-On! And I have a poster, and there are like 5 girls. K-On! Is like a slice of life kind of anime. It originally starts off with 4 girls who start a band. It's part of the Light Music Club. They form a band. And then another girl joins later, like the next year. She's a freshman, she joins. And so there's 5 girls, plus their crazy teacher, who is their supervisor. And
Very
so
fun.
that's 6 people on the poster that I have. And I already had 2 signatures. I just got this 3rd one. So now I'm only missing 3.
Nice.
2? 3?
There's 6. Then it's 3.
Yeah. Who's the 3rd one I'm missing? I'm missing the teacher. I'm missing that one. Oh, Yui. Okay, yeah. So I'm missing 3.
Oh, Yui.
And I almost had that signature, but it wasn't. She was there, but it wasn't the sister. It was like the little sister was there. I kind of wanted her signature because she's actually one of my favorite characters. She's just not on the poster. So I was like, do I want to? But I ended up getting there too late, and I just didn't do it. So I only got 2 the one signature. I kind of wish I had gotten hers because a lot of people were saying that a lot of the people who were doing signatures were only charging $10, and I would have paid $10, no problem for her signature. But it was still a lot of fun. I went with my little brother, my baby brother, and I went with one of my friends. And let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, that's about it. I haven't really done anything else other than those 2 things. And I watched a show, and I'll talk about that later. Let's go into you, Jacob. Anything interesting?
Well, we mentioned the teeth shenanigans. I talked about them last episode, but I got my got my root canal done. Well, half of it. I gotta go get the other half done in February. But I have teeth back in my face, so I don't look like a mountain man anymore.
What were your coworkers saying? Because you said you had to go into work without them.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's just kind of like, oh man, that's rough or whatever. And I mean, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world.
I don't know. I was just curious if you got like any like big reactions from your coworkers or anything. Like anything really worth mentioning. Like,
just
oh man,
what
you
you'd
should have saw
expect.
this one coworker reaction.
Oh, no. Everyone's just like, oh, that must have hurt. That's what I got a lot. Yeah, it did.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to send you something.
Oh.
It's your 2 front teeth back. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they could still be on that floor somewhere. I don't even know.
You didn't get it for the tooth fairy?
No. They would have given me like a little small part of a quarter. Wasn't even a whole tooth. She'd be like, you made me fly here for this?
I think there should be like a like set rule when it comes to tooth fairy, like how much money should go under a pillow. Because like I think I used to get like $1, but I know some kids get like $5.
$5?
So then you gotta go
That's
to
crazy.
school. Exactly. You can go to school and
Yeah,
be like,
like
I
what?
got $1. And then
Yeah,
I
what?
got $5.
24, 28. How many teeth do I have? 32. What's 32 times 5? That's what? That's like $160. You can't give no little kids $160 for their baby teeth. That's crazy.
Yeah.
$30.
That's a lot.
I think you should be able to get like a candy bar or something. Like a $1 I think is a little
Your
small,
tooth
but
fell
like
out.
$1.50.
Let's give you sweets.
Yeah, there you go. No, but like that, I mean, it is what it is. Got to give them some sort of reward. Because if you give them $1, they're like, oh great, I can't buy anything. What good was it to get my tooth pulled out? Because kids don't want to have the teeth pulled out. It's terrifying and it's not comfortable. Man, you know what's funny is like, I don't remember if I said this in the last episode, but it's like I was just recently talking to somebody about little kids losing their teeth and like just how terrible that must like be. Like I can't remember it because it was so long ago. I'm like, man, that sounds terrible. And I vaguely remember like slipping your nail in there and trying to like play around with it and it's just not ready yet or whatever. Like wiggling it and it's like ready but it's not there and you like just want to. It feels terrible, especially the molars. I remember the molars being the worst. Anyway, I was just talking about how
I don't
terrible
remember
that
the
is.
molars that much.
Oh, I remember them the most because you would like they were so much surface area because they were hard to pull off. I'm like
I just remember the front ones.
So I was talking to somebody about having to lose your teeth, and then I lost my teeth. It was like a write your own, choose your own adventure, write your own nightmare kind of thing.
Well, remember we talked about how we were talking about medical insurance previous
Yeah, we were
podcast,
too. And
and then we done.
Yeah, and it's looking like, depending on how it's covered, I have a joint medical dental. This is going to be a very interesting segment here. I have a joint medical dental, and there was some insurance, and there was something like, if it was an accident, it gets covered under medical 100%. But if it was like a pre-existing thing, like if they say, oh, well, you had a cavity, we're going to give you a root canal, then it's covered under dental. But I'm like, no, I accidentally smashed my face. I wasn't trying to do that. And so it looks like it might be.
I didn't say I have a cavity. Let me smash my teeth in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would just get the root canal then. You still need one. Anyway, long story short, it might be fully covered, and I'm not sure yet.
Oh, that's good.
That being said, I've already budgeted the money for it, and I'm like, oh well, I've already had to eat this cash. If it's fully covered now, I'm like, ooh, I could buy that new VR headset.
Or you could put it away for Japan.
I could, yeah. No, there's no way. There's no way I'm getting the new VR. There's just too much I got to do first. I got bills I got to pay before I can even put stuff into Japan. It's a busy early quarter.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, not much happening here.
Okay. Let's see. Interesting movies or TV shows?
No, do video games count?
No.
It's media. It's a story.
That's part of your life, not TV or movies.
Alright, well, I changed my mind. I wasn't done. I've been playing Pavlov VR, which is like... Do you know what Counter-Strike is?
Nope.
Okay, it's like a shooter game on the
Rocky
computer.
doesn't game?
It's like a massive shooter game that's like billions of people play it. Anyway, it's like real fast-paced, real like... almost not silly, I guess, but it's not trying to be like super realistic. Anyway, this is an online game where you shoot at other people and you get like random guns and stuff, and it's pretty good. I was doing pretty well at it. There were a couple matches where I was top of the leaderboard for both teams, and I had some guys were talking because you could hear everybody else talk and you can communicate, whatever. Some guys are like, "Oh yeah, Space Missile, he's really good." I was like, "Yeah, you know it."
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm having a good time with it. Recommend. I really like Onward. If anybody listening is into the VR thing, Onward is more military simulation, and you can do PvP, player versus player. But I mostly do player versus environment, or PvE, which is where you go up against the robots. Anyway, that was a lot more serious. They're both very fun, but I'm really getting into Pavlov right now. Because you can just pick it up and go, and you just die a million times, and you kill a bunch of people, and it's fun. Yeah, you know, because they're not real. Big disclaimer. It's all fake.
Dang, Jacob. Well, what about TV and movies?
TV and movies. Why don't you go ahead, because I've been talking, and I gotta recollect my thoughts.
Let's see. The only show I've been watching is Veronica Mars.
Oh, yeah?
I just see it everywhere, and then they just came out with, like, that new season, like, 10 years later. And so it's advertised everywhere, and so I'm kind of like, okay, I'll give it a try.
What is this one? What's it about?
Veronica Mars is where her dad's, like, a PI, and so she does a lot of PI stuff that she picked up from him.
Yeah.
And the first season is about her best friend, is killed. She's murdered.
Uh-huh.
And her dad, who was the sheriff at the time, went after the family. And the family is like these big, rich, powerful people of this small town. Like, basically, they're part of the reason why this small town was even in existence.
Uh-huh.
So, because this town is like half really, really rich people and like half really like poor people who basically work for the rich people. And so the school she goes to, they call them like Niners or something like that because of the zip code they live in.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you have everyone else who's basically employed to the rich people. And so her dad gets a lot of crap and ends up like losing his position and all this other stuff, and he's made fun of because the family all had alibis, but he believed that she like died at a different time or whatever. He had like a whole bunch of kind of different evidence that kind of pointed towards the family instead. And so he lost his position, and she was dating the brother. And so because her dad went after the family, but she kind of stuck on her dad's side, they broke up, and it was this huge thing. So she basically went from one of the most popular girls to the bottom feeder. And so like the whole first season is about that murder case. And the second season is about a different thing. And so basically, and then it has like little episodes in between where she's kind of helping out students or her friends or whatever, try to solve whatever case that they might have for her. So she's picking up some money there so she could save up for college. I think the third season is when she's in college. And then this fourth season that's coming up is like 10 years later.
Nice. That's interesting.
With the same characters, like
nice.
with the same actors and actresses.
That's pretty good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. Each like episode's like 45 minutes. So, and I think each season has like 22 episodes.
That's a lot.
So it's taken so I've only just got into the third season. And so that's basically all I've been watching is just that show. It's pretty good. I mean, it definitely is not gonna be like one of my like favorite shows, but it's still kind of. So I'm one of those people that when giving a mystery, I don't like to draw it out. I want to know the answer. I'm the person that will read like the last chapter of a mystery book.
Wow, no patience. Microwave culture.
I'll read like maybe like the first like I might read like say the first book, but if this like mystery goes out like 10 books, I'm going to read and find out what happens in the last book after reading the first book because I don't have the patience to read all of them. Yeah,
that's a lot. Like for me, because it's like I'll do that too, where I'll read a book series or something rarely, and I'll get to like book 3 and I'm like, I'm just so done. Like I was reading one, it was by Terry Goodkind, and it was so long, and it was very good. But it got to the point, because there were like 1,000 pages each book. And so after like, I was tearing them up too, because I was really into it. But by book 3, I was like, okay, I don't really feel so bad or care about these. Like if they were to die, I'd be like, okay, to change it up a little, like that'd be good. And I realized that I wasn't really into it. Sorry, Mr. Goodkind, if you're listening. I enjoyed the time that I had. But I mean, Harry Potter was like that too. And honestly, I had a hard time getting through the Chronicles of Narnia. And I skipped the Silver Chair and still don't know what was up with that one. But, I have a hard time. If it's more than a trilogy, it's just so long. And even games are like that, because video games, they come out like a long time in between. And so, whereas I've played, I don't even play like more than a couple games. Like Gears of War. I love Gears of War. And I've played 1, 2, and half of 3. And I haven't played 4 and I haven't played 5. Granted, I'm in a different place in my life now, and I don't really play games that long like that anymore. But
yeah, it's one of the reasons why I don't really particularly like reading unsolved. Not reading. Like watching unsolved mysteries because I'm like, no, what happened?
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
I've seen stuff like that where you're so emotionally invested for like an hour, and then they're like, oh yeah, he still walks among us today, and you're like, what? What kind of an ending is that? That's why fiction.
What's going on? I can't do this.
Fiction is always better.
So yeah. I mean, I definitely like to read. I mean, not read, but like, there's a podcast that's called like Cold Cases.
Yeah.
But these are the cold cases that they end up finding like new evidence, and then they
reopened
and they actually find out who did it. And I'm like, okay, because at first I started to listen to like cold cases, and it was just random cold cases. And it's like, no, I don't know who did it. Like, no.
You gotta take the story in your own hands.
No, I hate those stories, you know, like where they have like an open-ended ending. Like, oh, decide your own ending. I'm like, no.
Oh, I meant
no,
you
decide.
I meant that you have to go and find the murderer yourself. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, that's too much work. And so while I was watching Veronica Mars, because you know, with TV shows, they do it a lot where they kind of make it lead towards this one person. And so you're like, oh, and so like every evidence that they showed you points towards this one person. And so it's just like, I need to know who it is, because you're just going to point out like 5 different people throughout this whole series. And then at the very end, it's going to be actually who did it. And the evidence is going to make sense, but it's going to like, evidence is going to point to the other people too first. And so I was like, I need to know who did it now.
That's called a red herring. It's when they point you at something for, it's like, hey, look at this. Oh, the bad guy had, it could be anything, if he a person or a thing. The bad guy has this super secret weapon. And it turns out that was a dud, and the real thing is actually over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, silly James Bond. The briefcase was empty. Ha ha ha. It was you I wanted.
And a lot of time, it is like who they're pointing out to be the person who did it. I mean, they do play some type of part in it. So it isn't like completely like misdirection. It is, they play some type of part in it. Like one of them was like, it led it, and you're like, that person did it. Like all the evidence points. But what really happened was,
is they're having an affair with the person that got killed or something, and they're just trying to hide that. Something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like they discovered the body, and so they were like, oh, we don't want to be blamed for it, so we're going to cover it up. Or like, yeah, just, I don't want to ruin anything. I mean, this is an older show, so, I mean, probably, if you've seen it, you know who did it, but it does stuff like that, or, like, but basically, they're trying to cover, it has something to do with the victims or whatever, and so they're trying to cover up their own tracks, which then makes them look guilty. They're just not of the one of that crime. They did something else, and they're trying to cover up that.
Yeah. Ay.
Anyways, so I had to cheat and go through that. Yeah, and that's all everybody.
I remembered what I was going to say about pop culture, and I'll be brief because we're a few minutes in. I started watching The Magicians with Deanna, and
oh, sounds good.
Have you heard of that or seen it? It's on Netflix. I think it's 4 seasons in now.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't.
The way I can describe it is,
I've never seen it.
Imagine, I mean, it's the obvious way to describe it. Imagine Harry Potter, but more for adults. And it's not like an adult show, but there's a lot more risque stuff, content and stuff like that. And it is about a magical school, but they even like make a joke about Harry Potter in the thing. So it's kind of self-aware, but it's interesting because, you know, a lot of Harry Potter is like, oh yeah, but it's a kid's book. So there's so much that you can't do or won't do, or the bad guys won't do, you know. But this one kind of just, they don't care. They do whatever. It's interesting. It's too fantastic for me as far as like, I'm not big into magic and a lot of stuff. Like for me, Game of Thrones, I got to season 5 and like they had the magic lady come out and all of a sudden I was less interested because I want to have logic and I want to follow something and be able to think about and plan ahead and be like, okay, it's going to do this. When you have magic, it's anything goes and it's just, what can I add into the story? Oh, it opens a portal and a dragon comes out. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And on the one hand, that keeps you, because literally anything can happen, but I don't know, I like to be more rooted. But if you're not put off by that,
more thought out.
Yeah, if you're not put off by that, the show's pretty well done and it's pretty funny and the cinematography's pretty good, the CGI's pretty good. It's pretty edgy. All the characters are like their personalities are turned up to 11, but well, I'll say a 9 maybe. But they're pretty cool. They're interesting, and yeah, it's a pretty cool show. They do some neat stuff. There's some spooky, like some gnarly looking like effects in there. There's one guy with moths and stuff in an early episode. He's pretty cool. He's pretty creepy.
Speaking of Harry Potter, I was listening to this podcast, the one I've talked about it before, Anime Out of Context.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they just did a review about Promised Neverland. Remember how you saw that? I made you watch that?
Yeah, remind me, that was the one. Yes, I remember.
The orphans.
Yeah, I remember now.
And it's funny because of course he's trying to give a little bit of description before they go in and watch the show.
Yeah.
And of course, the very first episode has like all those big reveals. So
yeah,
you can't really.
Plot twists.
So when he's describing the plot, the guy goes, oh, so like Harry Potter. Because it's an orphanage with the 3 main characters. And he goes like, yeah, that's one of the comparisons that a lot of people make is to Harry Potter. Except for they're all smart. And so he goes, oh, so Hermione.
Yeah, That's a little different. I don't know. I think that the idea of a magical school and a trio of heroes are both kind of like very easy like tropes to grab. I don't think J.K. Rowling can patent that.
Yeah. So he was all like, so you have sportsy Hermione and strategist Hermione, and he's like, oh, and so then you have goofy Hermione, and he goes, no, it's like more smart Hermione. Anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and go into our topic, because I think Jacob wants to do a quick episode, but once he finds out about our topic, he might not want to do a quick episode. Would you like to take a guess, Jacob?
Is video games part 2?
Nope.
Is
Today's episode... Oh, we gonna go again? Go ahead.
I don't know. I could guess forever. I'll never get it.
It is... Cars!
Cars! That was my second guess. I mean, that's just nothing to say now because I didn't say it, but I was about to say, is it Cars?
Yep. Sure you were.
We did driving. What do you mean cars?
We did driving. We're going to talk specifically about cars.
Okay.
So, we're not really
more.
talking about driving. It's going to be about the cars themselves.
Yeah. Do you have a scrunchie on your Perndle?
No, I don't. I used to have a rubber band.
Do you know the Perndle? Did we talk about that before?
It's the little blinker part, right?
The little blinker tart. No. The Perndle is a joke that girls who don't know what the shifter's called, it says park, reverse, neutral, drive, low.
Oh.
It says Perndle.
No, I didn't know what the Perndle was. And no, I don't have a scrunchie. I used to have a rubber band on the little blinker one part.
Yeah, the blinker arm.
Yeah.
Do you have... okay, I guess we got to start. So for me, first thing that comes out into mind is I like to keep my car, the interior, pretty clean. Don't you know? You got to keep your car pretty clean. But not everybody does. And honestly, I will even argue, as much of a car guy as I am, if you got a dirty car, that's just how you roll. That's your car. That's your space. You're allowed to do what you want in your car. But it's nice to be able to roll the windows down and not have receipts flying everywhere. It's pretty good.
I've seen this meme where it talks about, like,
I think I know what you're going to say.
Guys versus girls, and then it dealing with cars and rooms.
Yeah, guys.
So the girls' room will be a girls' room will be all clean, but their car's all trash, and then a guy's room is all like trash, but their cars are like completely clean.
And it's exactly true right now. If I took a picture of my bedroom, it's just laundry, but like 3 different laundry piles. Like I've got the clean pile, I've got the dirty pile, and I've got the pile. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I need to clean up. But it's bled out into my house too. I got dishes everywhere. But my car is even my car is pretty sandy right now. But it's generally...
What happened to keeping your car clean?
I got busy. I smashed my teeth out, and I haven't had much motivation to vacuum out cars.
You're gonna use that excuse for everything now.
I'm gonna milk it as long as I can. No.
My car's pretty messy, but the thing is I keep a lot of recycling in my car, because I eventually will, once I have enough of it, I go to the recycling plant and get a little bit of cash.
But do you keep, like, a bunch of bottles in the back seat, or do you keep them in a bucket in the floorboard or something?
I have them in, like, plastic bags.
Okay, so that's not... Well, plastic bags are tacky, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Recycling's good.
Okay. Don't you know everyone has a change spot in their car?
Yeah, I got one.
They put all their change?
I got one. Yeah,
that's mandatory.
I used to have, when I was driving the Pontiac Vibe, I had the little, like, center console. I pulled it out, and there'd be a bunch of coins in there. I don't like how they rattle, so I don't have money, and I don't use the toll booth, so I don't have any coins in the GTI. But there are spaces where you can put quarters in the glove box. I like that. They're like real pressed, so they don't rattle. There's only like 6 quarters.
I'm quite sad because my old Echo used to have like an ashtray, so I used to put all the coins in there. And then when I got this new one, I was kind of driving around, blah blah blah, and it was like maybe a few weeks later, I like stopped by a fast food place or something like that and got change, and I was like, no, I don't know where to stick these. And so like I have like kind of like a little like indention kind of in the dashboard kind of thing. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a little mini little hole in it. I don't know how to call it.
Yeah,
and that's where I threw it in there. So.
Yeah, I hate when they're in the cup holders. If you got rusty coins... I
have some in the cup holder, too.
I saw a meme recently. It was the Junkyard Car Starter Pack. And it says, standing water, never has the part you're looking for, rubber interior trim, pieces stick to your hand. Interior looks like this, and it's all junky. Insurance claims stickers on the windshield. But the one that gets me, it says corroded coins. You see an old coin and you go in the cup holder and there's like the like corroded marks in the coins and you can't get your cup straight. Don't put your coins in your cup holder. Or trash. Don't put your straw wrappers in there too. I've been doing. I used to be pretty bad. I would put receipts in with my wallet, and all of a sudden I would get so many receipts, and you have to take them out. Anytime I get a receipt, I just tuck it in my pocket, and I just scrunch it up and put it in my pocket. It's kind of uncomfortable. Same with straw wrappers, and then they're out of the car. They don't stay because the straw wrapper's fine in your pocket, a receipt's fine in your pocket, and then you just throw them away later.
Don't you know? Keep napkins in your glove box.
Yeah, that's a good one. And wet wipes are good too.
Yeah, they're even better, but if you don't use them very often, eventually you dry out. Like I used to have wet wipes,
but then you have some tissues. But then you got tissues.
And then you have tissues.
Yeah, perfect.
I think one of the times I really needed a wet night and they were all dried out, but I had a little bit of water, so I poured like some water on it. It worked a little bit, but not really.
That's funny. Keeping napkins in your glove compartment is also good for oil changes. And don't you know, if you have a car and you care about your car and you care about yourself and you just care about being a responsible, good person that doesn't just actively destroy your own things, make sure your oil changes are up to date. It's very important. Very, very important. And you can use your napkins to help you check your oil when you go to fill your gas.
See, I actually did write down in my notes, check your oil. Aren't
Nice.
you proud of me, Jacob?
I'm very proud of you.
I don't actually do that.
Well,
But
I don't do it
have
as
it
much
in my
as you
notes.
should. I've heard it said that you should be checking your oil every time you get your gas. To me, that sounds like a lot, but it's important to check your oil. Because if you're low, you're going to mess up your car real fast.
My car lets me know when I need to do an oil change.
Yeah, an oil change is different than checking your oil. Because if you have low oil, I guess you could have a sensor for that, but you don't normally have a sensor for it. You just got to check the dipstick. Because if you're leaking somewhere, that's how you know you're leaking. And if you're running dry and all of a sudden you go, oh, I've been leaking for a while, I gotta go get my car checked out.
Yeah. I actually, on my old car, did drive without any oil in my car.
That's
and I didn't
so
know.
bad for your engine.
I know. I heard it from my stepdad.
Yeah.
He got on to me. He was like, I'm surprised you were even able to drive it because there was no oil in it. I was like, my baby is a trooper.
Well, the thing is like, have you ever like rubbed like a fork and knife together, like any metal together? It makes just this terrible sound, and there's like resistance. Metal isn't really made to go against each other. And when you have oil in your engine, your engine is designed to be submerged in oil. And so anything moving, and the oil will actually fit into like gears and stuff. And so oil's kind of interesting. It will stick together, so it doesn't actually, it'll make like a film, and you can press, but it's like real slippery, and like the metal literally doesn't touch each other. It's just like the oil sticks to it. And that's why you gotta have the right viscosity and stuff. But oil is so important. So make sure your oil is up to date, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you know?
Don't you know? Your car has to have a name and gender.
I don't know about that. I've heard that. I'll debate this one, sure.
My car's name is Bubbles.
Bubbles. I don't know about...
It's a she.
It's a she. So, alright, so realistically, my car is a stick shift. And I just don't want to think about that. You know what I mean? I just don't want to.
You're the pervert.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. And my car, one time I used to live at a place, I'm sure I mentioned a bunch of times, and there was a 4-year-old that lived with us. And when I got the car, she was there, and I was jokingly asked her, I said, what should I name the car? And she looks at it and goes, Snow White. And I was like, I kind of like that, I guess. So I don't really name my vehicles well. I did call the Fiero the Shrike, which is a little bird that's like a desert bird. And then the Vibe was Quasimodo, the hunchback from Notre Dame. So I guess this one's Snow White, but I don't really seriously name them. I do know people who do. That tends to be more of a girl thing, I think. I will say.
Okay. My last one, my Echo, it was definitely a chick. Because it had one window that sometimes would go up and sometimes wouldn't go down. It just depend on its mood.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It just depend on its mood. And then the horn of it was like... Do you remember the horn of my Echo?
Was it very, like, high-pitched?
Yes.
Wimpy horn?
So, but when you looked at it, it had, like, my uncle... So, I got it as a hand-me-down, and my aunt had a deer run into it. So, the front bumper kind of hanged, and the back bumper kind of hanged.
Wait.
One of my uncles...
When you say had a deer run into it, it sounds like the car was parked and the deer just, like, bucked it.
She says the deer ran into her as she was driving.
Okay, fair enough.
So you kind of put the bumper somewhat back more into place, and they used like the rivets. And so it reminded me of Frankenstein. So it didn't really have a name, but it was a chick, so I guess it'd be like the Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing. Yeah.
That's funny. What's your car's name? Without missing a beat, Xena. Tell you it's a girl thing.
Yeah. So, speaking of naming your car, I have an article for you, Jacob.
All right.
And it is from my favorite website.
Your favorite website. We should just be like a don't you know? We should be sponsored.
Sponsored by Psychology Today. It's called Recognizing Cars and Faces. It's by PT Staff. It's a very, very short article. It's like 3 paragraphs. It just talks about how, with car lovers, the way that, like, they treat their cars like humans, and their brain gets, like, rewired to the point where the part of the brain that recognizes human faces, that's how they recognize cars, too. It's the same part of the brain.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they did a study. They did it with 20 car lovers and 20 car novice. They were shown alternating between cars and faces, and they found that car lovers remember the sequence of the cars but failed to recall the names of the faces, and car novice found it difficult to identify cars. I don't know. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting that, like, car lovers, like, because we do treat our cars like humans. Like, if you, like, accidentally hit your steering wheel too hard, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've been calling mine baby and stuff. No, I don't do that.
And then, with my Echo, I would, when I had to go uphill, it struggled to go uphill. So I'd be like, come on, you can do it. Let's go. We can get up this hill.
The little Echo that could.
Yep.
No, that totally fits in with, I found an article here. I'll post it as well. But, Oh, hang on. There's actually 2 of them, so.
Oh, I like those pictures you sent. I'll have to put them on the Twitter.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. I've seen a lot of people do that. The top one, I think, is my favorite. I see this a while ago. It says car smiles, the innocent smile, and it shows, I guess that's a little Fiat and a Miata. And then it says hey dude, let's race smile, and it's what I think this is a Subaru, or no, it's not a Subaru. It's a little Toyota and a Honda, and they're like all the Honda S2000. And then it says, hey kids, want to buy some drugs? Smile, and it's a McLaren and a GTI. 2 cars that I do like. They got the big grin. But to me, it's more like, he does kind of look like he wants to sell you drugs. But to me, it looks like he's smirking because he wants to race. And that's why I like my car. On the Golf R, which is very similar to mine, it turns them down and it looks more like a frown. But yeah, cars definitely do look like faces. And the articles I was posting, they talk about why the cars of the future are looking angry. And it is definitely intentional, because you can see a lot of cars where they just they look like they have angry eyebrows. And like I saw a Ford, it was like a Ford Focus or something, or like a Ford, not a Transit, just this little teeny tiny car.
And by the way, one of the articles that Jacob posted, looks like you have to subscribe to read the full story.
Oh, well, don't use that.
Just letting you guys know.
They both say basically the same thing. The reason that modern cars are looking so angry is because it's a strategic. If you've got a happy car that's riding your tail, you're gonna go, go around. If you got an angry looking car, you're gonna associate it like a face and get out of the way. You're more like, maybe not you. If you're trying to fight it, you might be spiteful. But on average, people will get out of the way for an angry looking car more than for a thing. So if you got an angry car, it says, don't mess with me, and it communicates like a face does. Yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Agree. But yeah, this one car was coming up by, and I was like, I could outrace you any day of the week. Bring it on. And it's got this big old angry face with the trout mouth. Ugh. That's why I don't like it. I don't like the angry face trend. And the Miata used to be a happy car, and now the MX-5 that they have this year and last year has been very angry looking. And some people like it. I think generally it sells better when you have a car look angrier, more aggressive. But I don't know. I think you can win without being angry. It's like having like watching boxers and MMA fighters. And some guys are so angry. I'm gonna kill this guy. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's real intimidating. Yeah, it's real. You're a fighter. I understand it. But, there's always those charismatic guys that smile and chuckle and do the finger point and stuff. And then they still go out there and kick behind out in the ring. Those are the best fighters, You don't need an angry car. Be above, just call. It's I don't know.
Mm-mm.
What about, speaking of styling, what do you think about external styling? Like, would you ever spend money to, like, put a spoiler on your car or, like, to get better rims or to, like, lower it? Would you ever do any sort of that stuff just for, like, style purposes?
Well, not the spoiler, because I prefer hatchbacks. So
Yeah.
I
You
can't
can
really
get spoilers for
spoil
hatchbacks,
it.
but they
They look
always look weird.
weird.
They
They
do
go
look
on the
weird.
roof, don't they?
You can do a mid wing too, but they just look so weird. I do not like them. And then people are always going to make the joke, "Oh, herder, your front wheel drive car with the spoiler." It's like, yeah, but you still need that rear grip. It's still important. So it's like, yeah, whatever.
I think it is kind of important, like, the outlook of your car. Like, so with my Echo, I lost 2 of the hubcaps. They
Oh,
fell
yeah.
off. So I bought a set of hubcaps. Like, I wasn't gonna not have hubcaps on my car.
Right.
So
Yeah, of course.
I do care to an extent, but I don't think I would lower my car, and I wouldn't buy, like, fancier rims than they have. I did get my windows tinted.
Nice. But that could be, is that for sun or for style?
It's a mixture of the both.
Yeah.
Because my Echo didn't have tinted windows. So yeah, I could deal with it. It wasn't that bad. But I did ask for tinted windows for my birthday, so I got them.
Nice.
Or maybe they were for Christmas present. I don't remember which one it was. So yes, some of it was for the sun, but a lot of it too was because I thought it looked nicer with tinted windows.
Nice. I'm sending you pictures.
Okay, I have to say, and I don't know if it's a popular opinion or what, but I do really like the racks on top of the car.
Roof racks? Interesting. That is a big thing with hatchbacks. As a joke, they say, "Oh, nice roof rack. What you got in there?" Nothing. You just get it for style and then you don't put anything in it. So that's a little silly, but yeah, they do look kind of cool. You see that a lot with the GTIs. They'll do that.
Yeah. You know, like, all of the ones that you posted were Chevys.
Yeah, those are also Chevy Sonics I was sending you.
Oh, so you did it for, like, my car, so I know what it would look like if I did that stuff.
I'm in love with this GTI I just sent you. He's got little, I can't tell if they're 4 or 3-spoke rims, but he's got the big old roof rack on top. He's lower. He's got the Rocket Bunny body kit. And I just think that particular car looks so good.
With me having roof rack would be different than saying you having roof rack, because I also live near the beach.
Yeah.
So roof racks are kind of like, they go without saying that it probably has something to do with the beach. It's not kind of like how you were saying, like,
Yeah,
what are you
put
going to carry on
surfboards
that?
it. Right. Just driving around town. But I mean, they are functional, and if you got them, you can use them. But people bring them to car shows and stuff. It's like, I got the roof rack. It's like, that's cool, I guess. I think they do look neat. I might get one day. Plus, they are functional, too. You can take stuff in.
Like, yeah, like that one right there for your bike.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do have, like, these soft paddings that are used instead of the roof rack. I got them because I had surfboards and I needed to be able to lug them around, and that was the quicker and cheaper option. So
I'm trying to send you a picture of a hatchback with a mid-wing. I was trying to find one that I found on the Vibe, but here's a GTI with one. So you can do stuff like that, but you can also do this picture.
Oh, that's stupid looking.
Yeah, and it blocks your visibility. Some people, I don't even think they work that well, but here's one you could do. I see the Vibe. They get the mid-wing like that, too. This picture's real small, but...
No, that still looks stupid, too.
Yeah, I don't think they look good, but apparently they... I think they look so bad. But apparently they do work. They will give you downforce on the back, but I just, like, I don't think they
care.
Look very
that just
good.
looks stupid. What's the point of your car being able to go fast when it looks stupid like that?
Because when you're going so fast, you have to push those rear wheels down. Because if those rear wheels come up, it's called lift-off oversteer.
But that's what I'm
it's a big
saying.
mess.
I'm saying, like, what's the point of going fast if your car looks stupid?
Well, there are a lot of things that you do that might look stupid, but get your performance going. Here's a spoiler. This is what you need. They can't even see these pictures. This whole segment's going to be wasted because...
I know. I'm going to have to... Because you keep sending them. I'm going to have to throw them up on our Twitter. But even then, it won't really tell them exactly which picture we're looking at. That's why I try to describe it a little bit. Like, that one isn't like... I don't know. That spoiler doesn't really bother me.
It's way too much.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is too much. But I mean, like, it doesn't bother me like that... The mid one, or whatever you call it. That one just... That one
looks like it's in the wrong
trigger, man.
Anyway, so overall, you wouldn't personally spend too much money on customization, but you don't mind it, I guess.
Yeah, like okay. Actually, that bringing up that it's a really good point. Bumper stickers and stuff like that.
I hate it. I hate bumper stickers. If you want to do something, get a badge. Like I've got a Cobb badge on the back of mine, but it's like a metal badge that I put on myself. But bumper stickers, get them out of here.
Okay, so I agree with the bumper sticker thing, but I did recently get window stickers.
Window stickers, same, just as bad. If it says your Instagram, you're a tool. Nobody cares about the gram. Put it on the track. No, sorry, I'm just joking.
Oh, dang, Jacob.
I'm just being a hipster now.
That's what I put on it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got, okay, so I just bought 2, and I bought my brother's some too. But I got one where it is Goku, where he's Super Saiyan Blue, and he's got cat ears.
Nice. That's funny. No, realistically,
and then I got,
is he Sonic ears?
I'm telling you which ones I got.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, they're pink cat ears.
Gotcha.
And
funny.
then I got Legend of Zelda. I got Link with the Triforce. And they're all the ones where they're like half faced, like almost like they're looking out the window kind of thing.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
And then when I went to the convention, I got 2 more because I saw them and I was like, that's so cool.
That's pretty funny.
I got Saber from Fate Stay the Night.
Okay. I don't know that.
State's Night. And then I got Shikamaru from Naruto.
Nice. No, realistically, I'm going to backpedal a little. I'm jokingly being as aggressive on bumper stickers. I always say that, like, a car is everybody's canvas. You can do whatever you want to it. It just might not look good. But realistically, I do see some bumper stickers, especially when it's something that I actually care about. Like, if I see somebody with, like, a Triforce on their car, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's my man. So, but I don't really put bumper stickers on mine. I had a Mercer sticker when I went to Mercer. I had it on my back, but that was about it. And it was subtle. It was just the word. It was centered in the back window, but
see, that's the window. I think bumper stickers are blah. I think window stickers are okay.
Window stickers are okay.
I do want to get my Mercer alumni sticker. I have one. It's put up somewhere. I do want to put that on my car. And I want to get another Smarter Than Your Average Bear. I used to have that on my old car.
Like this
Smarter
shirt?
Than Your Average Bear? Yeah!
Yeah, no, I think you do what you want. I will say, and there's an article, you can find the article if you want to look, but a lot of people are saying that statistically, if you get cut off by somebody, it's going to make you mad, whatever, but if you get cut off by somebody with a bumper sticker, you're going to get extra mad. Because it's more like, it's more taunting. It's not only am I cutting you off, but here's what I like in your face too. And it's a little extra thing. And so it's, bumper stickers will make people more aggressive towards you, just statistically. So be aware of that.
So I think it also depends on what exactly too, though. Because I feel like if someone cuts me off and they like have a Legend of Zelda sticker on it, like you said,
you're going to be more willing to forget them. Yeah,
I'm going to be like, okay.
But on average...
But if you have a bumper sticker, if you actually have a bumper sticker that says something like, you know...
My kid is an honor roll student! I will send your kid to the moon.
So, because, bumper stickers tend to be more... They're not like your preference kind of thing, like stuff that you like. They're more of like your viewpoint kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They
tend to be like actual, like, your lifestyle kind of thing versus bumper stickers, which are like stuff that you like.
Yeah.
I hate political bumper stickers so much. And I feel like they're not... and honestly, with today's society, I feel like they're not even safe to have on your car. Like, if, say, you live in California, have a Trump sticker on. Well, there was a video where someone had, like, a Trump sticker on their car, and they got straight up pulled out of their car and beaten.
Well.
And it just seems like... And it might just be because the news shows it more, but it just seems like it's worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a different political view.
Violent crime has been going down over the years, but it is hyperlocalization of news. Yeah, but personally, one thing I don't like my car to be a branding suite. I don't want to drive around in a rolling billboard. Like, I like a real subtle look on my cars, and I even like when you see a lot of people do debadging or badge deletes in their car. I want to do that on my front. I think the Volkswagen logo looks pretty good. It's just a silver circle. I mean, and it's not too big on my car. Some places like Ford nowadays on their trucks is spelling out Ford real big on the front. And it doesn't look bad really, but it's too big. It just screams out branding.
Yeah, I've seen that where some people have taken it off of their car.
And it's kind of fun because it's like, oh, what car is that? And you're like, oh, it's a Supra.
There was one car we saw, and we were like, that's a nice car. What type of car is it? And they had debranded. We were like, I think that's what did we say we thought it was? I can't even remember what it was. I think we thought it was like a Tahoe or something like that. No, it was something else. What did we think it was? I can't remember what it was, but we were like, that's a nice car, and we were trying to look to see what it was. We're all really close to this car, like looking at it, and it's dark. And they had debranded, so we couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah.
We're like, man, these people are gonna probably think we're stealing.
Right.
But speaking of, like, decoration on the car, when we went to the convention, they had tons and tons of cars where it had tons of anime pictures all along it. It was like anime themed cars. So it had like Love Live car, they had Fate Stay Night car, they had like all those big time ones, and then they had decorations on the inside. And I was like, Frankie, I'll buy you a BMW, but I'm gonna decorate it like this. Would you take it? He's like, no, I don't want some chick on the side of a car. He's like, maybe like it was with my favorite like guy anime. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you drive around with a guy on your car.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. I mean, well, I don't know how big it is, but they have that in Grand Theft Auto 5 as well, where you can put the big anime wraps on your thing.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Okay, so what about decoration on the inside of your car? Because a lot of people put like stuffed animals, like say on like their back, right by their windows, or they put it on their like dashboard. Do you have anything on your dashboards or whatever?
No, and that's a peeve of mine as well. I like a real simple, clean interior. I don't like anything hanging from a rearview mirror because it's distracting and it kills my visibility. I do not like that at all. And I also, I don't want anything that's like gonna obstruct my view of the front or the back. So I don't put anything on there. I see where people do it, and it's people put a lot of stuffed animals in the back. I always think I always roll my eyes at them because I not my thing.
So I have my tassels hanging from my my mirror.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
the only thing I have.
And those don't look so bad.
And I also have some prayer beads hanging too as well. My mom gave me.
Yeah,
it's
not my style. I don't like anything hanging. If I do an air freshener, which also I hate. I hate air fresheners in my car. If your car stinks, cut to the source. Don't mask it. If it smells like whatever, then clean your interior. No, I'm just messing.
I love car fresheners.
Oh, I hate the smell.
I like the cherry one. You remember the cherry one, I think. So every time you get out of my car, it smells like cherry. You guys always were like, it smells really good. I know you've said it before when you came and visited me. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's this car freshener I bought like 2 months ago. It still smells like cherry in my car.
Well, it's also because I constantly have my windows down. If it's like, even if it's cold, I got my windows down and the heater blasting because I just love having the fresh air. Yeah, same with
me. I like having the windows down as well.
Yeah, so it's always, there's no scent in my car. You get the faint smell of German leather. But I'm just joking. Going back to badge deletes, I just sent a picture of mine. The one thing, I want to do a badge delete on my front, but because my hood is notched, you can either buy a whole new hood that goes straight across that top bit, or you buy a little insert piece, which I was trying to find a picture of, but I can't find it at all. And you put it in, but I haven't done either one yet. And then on the back, my review camera pops out there. It's like the hinge, and it's also the latch, so you push the logo in and it pulls up like a handle. And so I don't know what I would have to do to get rid of the badge back there, but I think the front ones, when they do the badge delete, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind the branding on my car. The only type of branding I don't like on my car is when the dealership puts their little thing on the back of your car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't like that either. I
don't like
because
that.
You are literally advertising for them. Hey, I gave you money to buy this car. I don't want your advertising on there. But you could say the same thing about Volkswagen or Chevy, I guess.
So, yeah.
I feel like the manufacturer deserves to have their their name on there, because they made that car and they did the art there. And usually, if you got a good car, they're integrating it into the styling.
So I don't mind all that, and I don't mind having like the model of the car or whatever on the back. I just don't like the dealership being on the back. What about license plates?
License plates. I don't really like the borders, but again, I like very little styling on my car, just real subtle.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do that.
I don't like it without the bordering of some type. I feel like it just kind of hangs and just kind of clashes. It doesn't seem to blend with the car, like naturally. It's just like, boom.
Yeah, I got a white license plate on a white car, though.
Oh, yeah, I guess yours blend. Mine's blue, so it kind of just sticks out. It needs, like, that little bit of black. Because I think my car, if I remember correctly, my blue car has kind of, like, the black trimming. So it matches better with the black trimming around the license plate.
Yeah.
The thing is in California, you have to have a front and back license plate. So the one thing I wish, and I need to look into, is I wish I could have a Mercer license plate. Because, in Georgia, you can have the Mercer one. And I want it. But I don't think I'm allowed to have that here in California. I think you either get a California license plate or you get the license plate that's like a black and yellow license plate.
I don't like crazy color license plates. Another thing I was going to say on that topic is the stickers, which I just had to put one on. First off, don't drive with an expired tag, because that's a good way to get pulled over and get a ticket. I was doing that for like 2 weeks, and then I went, oh, I need to go do my thing. I went and did it. It was very easy. Also, when you put the stickers on, you got to put the sticker on top of each other. Don't put them all around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
You have to put the stickers on top. You also have to take like a razor blade to it and cut it.
I don't do that to mine. I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can always just, request another one, or they could pull up and see that you played it, but that's what some people do is, well, at least here in California, is they peel it off and put it on their own.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, if the police officer runs their plate, they can see that it's expired, but they don't do that unless they see the sticker, or they're pulling you over for some reason.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get pulled over. You're going to say, officer, somebody took my thing. They're going to check it. They're going to say that you're right. And then you're going to have to go to the DMV and get another one and probably pay for it.
Yeah, and so I don't want to do that. So if you razor blade it, then as they start to peel it off, it comes in pieces and they're not going to want to do that.
More work than it's worth, yeah. No, yeah, you're
They'll
exactly right.
They'll just go to the car next to yours and peel that one off.
I was doing it too, and I was like, oh, man. So much work. It's not so much work.
I only have one more point left.
I could go on for hours, but I should start to wrap up.
I know you can.
You called it too.
So my last thing is, don't you know, if you have a Prius, you're gonna be judged. You're gonna be judged so hard if you have a Prius. You are never gonna be like, hey, you're a good driver. Everyone's always going to think you're a horrible driver. No matter what you do. Oh, you're driving too slow. Oh, you're driving like you're crazy. Oh, you just cut me off. Well, it's because you're a Prius driver. It's because of the Prius.
The funny thing is I watched, there's this guy on YouTube that I really like called Regular Car Reviews. And he just reviews regular cars. And he did one on the Prius. And he says that the Prius is a great car because it functions as the bad guy. And it does it very well. It's like down to he doesn't say it. I've always said this has a punchable face. Some people have a punchable face. That car has a punchable face. Anyway, but realistically, they're good cars. They're very good cars, and they're phenomenal gas mileage, and they're slow, but you're not buying it for speed. And they're spacious, and they're pretty nice inside too. They're not bad cars, but I hate them. I would rather. I
was looking at before I got my Chevy, I was looking at a Prius C, which is like a Prius compact. I was looking at it and I was like, this is a nice car. This is kind of like the right size that I want. It's hatchback. And I was like, but it's a Prius. I can't do it. It's a Prius.
Yeah, and they're so ugly. Like I look at them and I've just pulled up 2020 Prius because Toyota has been restyling all their cars, and all their cars are looking really good. Honestly, I was checking out the new Camry, the XRE, I think. It looks good. It's a little hatchback. You would probably like it. I'll send you a picture. 2020 Camry XSE.
I have no way of how I'm gonna post this, guys. I'm gonna post all of these pictures on Twitter, and I guess you're just gonna have to look at all of them and listen to the podcast and decide which one we're talking about. Because I have no way of labeling this. I'm just gonna have to stick them all into Twitter, and I can't even stick them all into one. I have to make multiple posts. Here's some more cars. Here's some more cars. Here's some more cars, guys.
That'd be all right. I can Google what cars we're talking about. Here's a Toyota Camry.
They're going to think we're a car podcast.
It was a Corolla, not a Camry. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Oh, I really like that. Yes. You know what I saw the other day? I saw the Corolla hatchback. And I was like, wait, they have a Corolla hatchback? I wish I had known that because I totally would have gotten one because they're really cool looking.
It's brand new. It just came out 2020.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah, and they restyled it, and I want to say it's got a pretty good engine in it too. I was checking it out. It caught my eye hard in a Walmart parking lot. I was, what is that? And then I realized it was a Corolla, and I was like, it caught my eye. But the new Camry has like a 3.0 or maybe 3.6 liter V6, and it's pulling 320 horsepower. They're fast. Toyota's making great moves this season. And, the new Supra came out, and it's apparently smoking people, too. Not as good as the old one did, but it's a good car.
You're making me want this Corolla now. You can't do that now. I'm still paying off on my one I have now.
Yeah, me too. But the Prius is still ugly. 2020, it's ugly. It's like they intentionally make it ugly.
Have you seen the Prius C, though? The Prius C, I think, looks better. It's basically the compact version of Prius.
That's not bad.
That's why I was looking at that one.
Looking at an orange
I didn't realize it was a Prius at first. And then, when I saw it, I was like...
Honestly, I bet it's something else. It looks like a Ford Fusion. Not a Ford Fusion. It looks like a Ford Fiesta crossover. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah, and so that's why I was like, I look at it, and then I couldn't do it because it was a Prius. I was like, I just can't do this. I just can't. I can't have a Prius. I just can't do it.
I'm skimming the Wikipedia. It's combined with the Yaris. It doesn't appear to be. No, it's basically it's a Toyota Aqua, but it's basically a Yaris with some other souped up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I looked at a Yaris as well.
Anyway, my point is, going back to the Prius, I saw one time where it had a bumper sticker and it said, "I'm flooring it, I promise," and I thought that was really funny. And I was like, all right, I salute you. I just went around.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, okay, so we have to talk about one real quick. Two different things with the stickers. So the baby on board stickers.
So, okay, what do you think about them? Because I've heard they serve two purposes.
Every time I see them, it makes me think of this one I saw, which is saying that no babies on board, but we want to live too.
So I used to think it was like, there's a baby on board, don't crash into my car. And in my head, I'm like, that's stupid. I'm not trying to crash into any car. But
yeah,
they also exist because if there's a car accident, let's say there's a car accident and you're unconscious,
that makes sense.
The ambulance knows there's a baby, or people around that come up to the scene, because you could be dead and your baby's in the back, and people just go, "Oh, the car's on fire. I'm not going near it." But if they go, "There's a baby on board," and
see, I always thought it was the same way that you were thinking, where it's just because, hey, like, don't crash into got a baby on board, and it's like, well, who's purposely going to aim for your car?
I'm not going to crash into any car. I'm going to extra not crash into you.
And then you also have the student driver cars, like the stickers. I think those are good.
That feels so degrading. If I was learning to drive and I had a student driver sticker on my car, I would be so frustrated with that sticker. Like, I would, peel it off. Because I've always been a good driver.
Yeah, I feel like you as the driver itself, but I feel like everyone around, anytime you make a mistake, it's a little bit less,
yeah,
like,
I don't judge him as
someone
hard.
cuts me off, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
You just didn't know. Okay, whatever.
You don't flick them off, but you, point at them and say, you better, do better. But, I always, speed around them and do, aggressive... No, I'm just joking. Not really, but, I'll floor it past a little. Ha! You'll be a good driver one day. Don't you know, if you drive past another car that's the same as yours, you have to either wave... Or what I do, if I'm driving and I see another GTI, and they could be, not a parked one, but if somebody's, in their GTI or getting out of theirs, I'm going to floor my car as fast as I can and make it as loud and obnoxious and squeal the tires right next to them, because it's let me play you the song of my people.
I don't do that.
You don't do that?
That's just Jacob.
No, you see him and... Oh my gosh! And
I don't do any of that.
Oh man!
I notice it and I just continue on with my day.
No, it's like it's like you and that person. You looked at all the cars and you both ended up whatever's going on in your life. You ended up with the same cars, and there's something you ended up in those same cars, and there's something that makes you two unique or not unique to each other. Identify with each other. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, that guy's in a GTI too. For whatever reason, that person's in a Sonic as well. No, you don't care.
The only thing I do is I paid extra for the premiere.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of times just the regular one. I go,
oh yeah, I know what you mean.
That's it. But...
Yeah, that's where it's or you see the older generation. You go, here on the Mark 6, but they're still cool though. That's weird. And then the Mark 8's gonna come back. The next generation's gonna come out. I'm gonna be like, no.
Okay, so. My last point, and it goes back, and last thing with stickers as well. So, family stick figure stickers.
Oh, yeah.
They're really big. I feel like we should mention them.
They're tacky.
So,
same thing with the Salt Life or whatever life. It's overdone.
My dad has one, and I think this is still overdone as well, where is a car and it's running over a stick figure and it says, I don't care about your stick family.
Yeah, there's the thing where you're doing what it is or you're parodying it. It's still a branch of the same thing. I don't care to see either anymore. Or I don't know. I see a lot of Disney stuff around because I'm in the Southeast U.S. And
I remembered another point about cars.
I was going to say, going back to Florida next to each other, there's one of the best feelings in the world is when another car comes up to you. When you've done something you've done something racy. I put a new muffler, usually it's when you're sound. I put a new muffler on my, on the Vibe. And, that day I had two Hondas coming up and we're, racing around each other a little bit, legally, within the speed limit and safe with road rules. But, revving up a little bit. And or like I'll be in a GTI, so a lot of Subarus will come up and like try and pull stuff, and you'd be like blowing your turbos at each other. It's just so much fun. That's one of the best, most fun things. Because it's like, at the one hand, like, it's a challenge because it's like, yeah, I can beat you, I got a better car, whatever. So it's like competitive, but you're also both like car guys, you know. So it's like a respectful rivalry kind of thing, or maybe they hate my guts or whatever. But I always think it's so much fun, and I love it. And one time I was next to another guy, again a Subaru. They love GTIs. And I came out, I was driving past, I could see him waiting to turn onto the road, and I could see his head turn and follow my car, and I was like, yeah, I got him. And all of a sudden, he's up behind me, and we're like going back and forth. We stop at a stoplight, and we're just chatting at each other through the windows. Like, hey, nice. And he's like, yeah, what you got done? We're just talking, oh yeah, I got the tune and everything. It's just fun. The car stuff is so much fun, I love it.
Okay, my last point.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm tapped out.
It made me think about it because we were talking about the stick figure with my dad. It made me think my dad got a new car, and he got a big giant truck. I think big trucks are stupid.
I'm not a truck guy.
The only reason why you should have a big truck is if your profession requires you to have it. Like you are construction, you are something like pool or whatever, and you need the equipment in your truck.
Have you ever driven a big truck?
No.
They're fun.
No.
They're fun.
It drove me crazy, especially like don't be backing up in a parking spot. Or even have a big truck if you can't even park it. It used to drive me crazy in Georgia because they would take up like 2 spots because the person couldn't even park in the spot.
Now, driving a big vehicle is way different. So I'm all for small, efficient, like I want to get a small motor. I got a 2-liter engine and it's making like 350 foot-pounds of torque. So you get something small and you blow as much power out of it as you can. Or you can just go real big and just be a massive behemoth on the road and you don't care about anything. When I was driving a Ford Expedition, which is a big old V8 SUV, wasn't that fast, but it was big. And I got to drive it, and it feels like you're driving a boat. It's a completely different feeling. And another thing is you just do not care about people on the road about you. And I mean that in like, not like you're going to run them off the road, but you're like, yeah, tailgate me, I don't care. I'm way bigger than you. Like, it's just, like, you don't think about it, it just, like, seeps into you. It's like, I'm bigger than you, I don't care. It feels good. It's fun. And, like, man, anytime I see a truck just, like, make a U-turn and hop a curb or something, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could do that. Because, like, I just can't. I would smash my whole bumper off and then scrape and probably bottom out on that little tiny curb. That seems nice. Like, going off-road or whatever. Or like, no, trucks are good. But I'm not a truck guy, and I could see like having a truck on the side if I like had some good money, you know, and I wanted to buy a truck. But I wouldn't want a daily one because I don't need it. It's a waste for me. It's not part of my lifestyle. But they are fun. I see why people like them.
Like, my stepdad has a truck, but he uses it when they go, like, he uses it to pull the RV.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And it's not his daily car. He
Yeah.
doesn't use it all the time. But my
It's a
dad,
workhorse.
he just wanted a big truck. I'm like, no. I'm like, you don't need a big truck.
Oh man.
Like, no.
When you realize it costs you $80 in gas to fill up, and that's like every week and a half. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Have fun, boys. Oh man, that's so terrible. I got this. It's not the fastest car in the world. My car is pretty quick. It's cost me like $30 to fill up every other week. It's nice. I'm getting like 32 miles to the gallon going on the high. Life is good. But, you know, cars are extremely personal. I think they're a huge representation of who you are. You might not have the perfect car for you, but what you got is a representation of you, and I think that's fun. For better or worse. Like, even, I think that having a nice car is nice, but even having a crappy car is going to be so personal to you, and, like, you're going to love it. And
I think even hand-me-downs can even seem to describe your
Yeah.
too. Because, like, my
Yeah.
Echo was a hand-me-down, and yet, you know, you add your, like, own little flair to it, like maybe your stickers, even though you know, don't seem to like your stickers. Or you add your little, you know, tassels or whatever. Like, I personalized my Echo with my Mercer sticker and the thing, and it felt like mine, even though it's a hand-me-down. Obviously, my new car right now is mine, like, he says even more because I bought it myself, but...
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference when you go and buy the car that you want versus a car that was a good deal or something, like...
Nick bought a car from someone, and he had to drive around with a custom license plate that said Pink ×2.
That's funny.
He quickly got his name registered and got a new license plate, but
That's
he drove
funny.
around for a while with Pink ×2 on
And
his
you
car.
own that. That's funny. Yeah, as far as picking cars versus cars picking you, my first Fiero, I didn't pick that one, but I found it and I fell in love with it. And then the Vibe was the same way. Honestly, I didn't like them, and then I got one, and then I fell in love with it. But the GTI, I chose that one and went out and got it, and that's a big difference. So if you haven't done that and you get the chance to do that, it's a big decision. And definitely do your research. Don't just go buy a car on a whim like I bought a house. Well, that sounds... Let me clarify.
You shouldn't do that either.
Well, what I mean is, I wish I had looked at more houses. I didn't just go, I'm going to buy a house. Anyway, my point is, do your research when buying a car too. And that's obvious. Duh. Nobody's not going to do their research. All right, I'm done.
I'm done too. So, thanks for listening, guys. We hope that you follow and share us and subscribe. You can check us out on Twitter at Don't You Know Pod. You can send us some suggestions, comments. We are thinking about doing that 10-second drawing, so you can send us suggestions for that if you would like. I think we should start that up in February. That'd be cool. It'll be like around our anniversary, because our anniversary is coming up in February.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a special episode for that. You can also send us suggestions or comments at our email, which is don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com.
Yep. And for goodness sake, go check your oil in your car. Make sure you're good. And give it a wash. Come on.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about car washes.
My car's pretty
I don't
dirty.
even remember the last time I washed my car.
It's funny, my definition of kind of dirty is a little light. Like, it's got some dirt on the front. But, I mean, $5
Mine is
to
like
do a touch
barely
was
see
more.
out the window. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
They would put the whole wash me on the back windshield.
Oh, man, I hate that. And you know what I hate? Here you go. Here's a don't you know. When you go to shut the hatch, reach on the inside. Don't touch the paint. Don't leave the little finger marks. That drives me crazy.
I know, I used to do that to you all the time. When you came out to visit me, you kept saying, hey, you're not supposed to grab it there. I'm like, well, too
Don't
bad.
grab it there. Grab it by the little, like, metal hook that goes in. Yeah, it's a little greasy, but or there's usually a handle or a strap or something. You can find something.
Grab the paint, guys. Grab the paint.
Don't grab the paint. If you do it, you're a scrub and you don't deserve your car.
So, until next time, guys. See ya.
See ya, bye.